break that tie. Now we're going straight to the 66K match.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 66 kilos.
And this is between, you see Neal Ewers there from Toronto.
Wearing the blue from Burnaby Mountain, Neal
He fights out
Ewers.
of the Burnaby Mountain Wrestling Club, though, in Vancouver, against Evan MacDonald.
And from Brock, winning the
From the Brock Wrestling Club, Evan MacDonald in red. Neal Ewers in blue. MacDonald is the champion, trying to defend, and he was very dominant in the very first match here, winning 7-3.
Et en rouge, nous avons Evan MacDonald du club de lutte de l'Université de Brooke.
Your referee, Mr. Cook. Your judge, Mr. Clancy.
Once again,
your chair, Mr.
Ewers in blue has to win this one to force the rubber match.
Well, this is an example of somebody being really fresh versus someone who's pretty tired. Ewers had a bunch of matches yesterday in the pool matches. He wrestled earlier today in the preliminary match. And then him and MacDonald also wrestled. So MacDonald's a lot fresher than Ewers. Ewers had a tough match that first one in this final. MacDonald definitely the dominant wrestler here.
Oh, neither could get the advantage there. Both these wrestlers have something in common. Ewers was 8th at the World in 2002. MacDonald was 8th at this year's World Championships. And with that 8th place position, he qualified Canada for the Olympic Games. So the winner here today will automatically be qualified for the Olympics.
Here we see a passivity call being made. As we were talking about earlier, wrestlers have to be aggressive. If the wrestler's not being aggressive enough, the referee calls passivity and gives the aggressive wrestler the option of whether they want the wrestler to start in the down position, like we see here, or in the standing neutral position.
That is the referee's position as they're down. MacDonald with the advantage here as he's on top, and he can try to score here. Try to turn Ewers over.
Evan MacDonald's got a great gut wrench here. We see it right there. Scores 2 points for exposing Ewers back to the mat.
2 points on the board now.
So he's ahead 2-0. Oh, Ewers trying to get back, and he does. No, he loses a point there. It was MacDonald scoring the single. But that was not confirmed, was it?
Sometimes it's very hard to tell. It's pretty subjective. Unfortunately, the referees there, they weren't sure. They stopped the match right in the middle of the scoring position. It looks like they're going to check the video replay just to make sure they made the right call.
We do have video replay here in this wrestling competition.
We'll go to the video screen.
So here we see MacDonald attempting a gut wrench. He's driving Ewers forwards. Exposes his back to the mat there.
They gave him 2 points for that one.
2-0 score on the board now in 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Now they're looking at the next point because the referee on the mat gave them the point, and then the referees or the officials at the side did not confirm it.
So that technically should be points for Ewers, but they'd already blown the whistle there. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to give points at that one.
And they're reviewing it right now. A reminder, the outer ring is out of bounds, so anything initiated from out of bounds will not count.
So what I think they're looking at right there is to see whether Ewers' elbow touched the mat. That's the determining factor, is to see whether it's 1 point or 2 points. The replay we saw earlier looked like the elbow didn't touch, so in my mind it probably should be 1 point. Oh, well, maybe the elbow touched just as they were going over. It's hard to tell from that angle.
Doesn't reverse.
But that's what determines whether your back was exposed, whether your elbow touches. If you go from one hand to the other, then that you get 1 point for a gut wrench. If an elbow touches, you get 2 points because your back is more exposed.
We have a referee on the mat who makes the initial call, but it has to be confirmed by the officials at the side. And right now,
the score reads as it is. 2-0.
They're just confirming that. The wrestler's waiting in the middle to find out exactly what the scoring decision is. And yes, it is still 2-0 for MacDonald in the red.
And they're down to the 1 minute mark in the first period.
Well, it's sort of a double-edged sword, that video replay. I mean, you ensure that the right calls are made, but also it really sort of holds up the matches.
Ewers got the double legs now. Can he get him up? Good defense by MacDonald.
Well, Evan MacDonald's a great counterer. You saw there he was able to get his hips back, get lower on Neal Ewers. Neal's in nice and deep here, but he gets that head down, gets his hips back here, and able to get into a neutral position as they went out of bounds.
So no points scored there. The points are based on getting control and maintaining control of your opponent.
2-0 at the 30-second mark.
Expose their back to the mat, you'll score points. If you get behind them on a move, you'll score a point.
Well, we haven't seen any takedowns yet, but yeah, if you take your opponent from their feet down to their hands and knees or their stomach, that's called a takedown. Here we see the wrestlers jostling for some kind of advantage. MacDonald with an excellent double leg shot, gets Ewers back, exposed to the mat, went from his feet to his butt to his back. The referees are calling for 2 points.
So MacDonald goes in with a 4-0 lead after the first period.
Here we see the double leg position. He's in on both legs. Ewers goes to his butt first, then his back. Had he gone from his feet straight to his back, he would have scored 3 points. So that's why they only gave 2 points there.
So MacDonald in very good shape here after that 2-leg takedown. 4 points to 0, he leads here.
Well, MacDonald's in the driver's seat. I mean, he's going to be very confident here. He's a great counterattack wrestler. He's a great counterer. Ewers doesn't have a lot of gas left in the gas tank.
Well, he had to fight his way through that ladder tournament. Very, very tough. And he was very good in it, but there's no quit in him. He's still going for those legs.
Again, beautiful counterattack here by MacDonald. They go out of bounds. No points being called by the officials.
Evan MacDonald, the top-ranked wrestler here in this division because he won the 2003 national championships in May. The rest of the wrestlers had to...
Nice counter by Ewers. He gets a single point here. MacDonald's got to be careful. He came in with his arms kind of wide there. Ewers got underneath the arm, was able to counter there.
As I was saying, MacDonald, a national champion, the rest of the wrestlers had to challenge him and fight their way to get into this final match. MacDonald had the bye.
Here we take a look again. Ewers was able to get on in the underhook position, pop MacDonald over, score the point.
He's down 4-1, just over 2 minutes to go.
4-1 for MacDonald.
It's up to Ewers now to make something happen. He's got to win this to try to tie up the final.
Down to 2 minutes.
2 minutes to go.
Well, this is where all those hours and hours and hours of training come into play. Ewers has to take some chances, but he's got to take smart chances and he's got to commit fully, and it's very hard to do that when you're exhausted.
Whoa! And that whistle came at an inopportune time for Neal Ewers.
Well, a bit of bad luck there. The referees called for passivity, and usually you want the referees to call the other refs for passivity, but not as you're countering their moves.
1 minute, 40 seconds to go.
So now Ewers gets a chance to turn MacDonald. And MacDonald feels pretty confident down here because he's a very tough guy to turn. He's very strong. Ewers attempting that gut wrench.
Halfway through the final
MacDonald
period.
just try to neutralize this. If Ewers can't make anything happen in 10 seconds or so, yep, they blow the whistle and call him up. Actually gave him almost 20 seconds on that one. 1:20 to go now.
So the main thing MacDonald wants to do here is stay inside the mat. He doesn't want to take any chances, doesn't want to make any mistakes near the outside of the mat because quite often big points are scored as they're going out of bounds. Stick with what he was doing earlier, in on the single leg position again. Nice, beautiful finish.
Gets him right up. That's a 3-point takedown. And it's confirmed by the judges on the side. 3 points. He's up 7-1.
45 seconds.
So Evan MacDonald really has this one in hand. Neal Ewers really almost impossible to come back from that, especially from what we've seen.
Beautiful positions here. His legs are nice and deep. His hips are in there. Finishes strongly on the back. And I think that was the nail in the coffin.
And Ewers knows that he's been around long enough to know how much of a chance you have with 30 seconds to go down 7-1. Still going for those legs, and that MacDonald shoots as well.
Well, again, that MacDonald is smart here. You know, make some shots, don't take any chances. He can afford to give up a point. Doesn't want to give up any more than that here or there.
Whoa.
Nice counterattack. I think this is going to be a little bit too late.
He got 2 points on that. But with 4 seconds to go, now he just sits up and watches the clock tick down. And Evan MacDonald celebrates a 7-3 victory here in the second match, and he wins the final 2 matches to none.
Well, and you know, Mark, this is a great story for both wrestlers because Ewers wrestled a great competition to get to this point. MacDonald wrestled 2 great matches here. He had a great world championship. Here we see one of his later shots. Canada's got a lot of potential at this weight class. Great depth. These guys both can do well internationally. They both can place.
And Evan MacDonald has booked his ticket to Athens. He is going to Greece to the Olympics. He booked that himself by winning this tournament, also finishing 8th at the 2003 World Championships. And here is Scott Russell with our winner.
Right, Mark, 22-year-old Evan MacDonald. He did the work. He reaps the rewards. He was 8th at the World Championships in New York City, qualified the spot for Canada at 66K, and now gets it done here to go to the Olympic Games. Tell us about how you're feeling about this whole deal.
So happy. So much hard work. So happy. Just thank Marty. Marty did so much for me. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Thanks a lot to my parents. Always helped me out. Just so happy. Worked so hard for this. I knew no one could beat me.
Yeah, you're talking about your coach Marty Calder there. You wrestle out of Niagara and Brock University. I wonder what are the prospects now? You've risen to power here pretty quickly, Evan. 8th at the World Championships. What do you look forward to at the Olympic Games? Who is the major competition?
Well, the Russian countries are tops. I'm going there to win though. I came 8th at the Worlds. 22, I'll be 23 in Athens. I'm going there, same mentality as here, no one can beat me.
Hey, great job, and good luck to you at the Olympic Games representing Canada, Evan.
Thanks a lot.
There you go, Evan MacDonald, 22 years old, originally from Ottawa, Ontario. He gets the job done today against Ewers of British Columbia, going to the Olympic Games. Sports Saturday returns in a moment.